it's just sort of a little emotion standing here talking about this. It's on back order. But her marker came, so I brought you all out here today to let y'all know that, her mark is down now. You know, I can come, me and my mother, my family. I can come up here and talk to her. I know where she at. Because at first, I didn't know where, I didn't even know she was over there. I talked to her that Wednesday before she passed, transitioned over. I get a phone call from my mother saying that she transitioned over in Mexico. Then I get a phone call. The only thing I know, she talked to Khalil Cook, supposed to be her best friend, 2 times on the phone. I ain't know nothing about that. I just felt as a father that the way I love her, the way I raised her, that I should have had an opportunity to give her that father advice or my opinion about going over there, in which I didn't. And I know for a fact, from the bottom of my heart, we all might not even be standing out here if I had that opportunity to speak to her, even though she's 25 years old. She grown, but still at the same time, I'm her protector until she get a husband. When she get a husband, then he become a protector. But as this father standing right here, I feel like I should have been her protector, and I was denied that.
What would you have said?
I would have asked her who she going with. How well do you know these folks? Then I would have came back and said, well, who their parents are. Well, before you go, let me meet these parents. Let me meet these folks. I always been like that ever since she started beginning having a lot of friends. As a father, not trying to be in her business. It's just the point of making sure she okay and the folks that are around her, who she keeping company with. Because everybody can say you your friend, but they're really not. It all depends on what you got and how you carry yourself. And she carried herself very well, because that's how I taught her, the respect, morals.
Had you met these friends?
No, I never met her. Didn't know nothing about her. Only thing I know, her mother said they went to school with her, and she's gonna tell me, told me, well, you don't know them. So I said, do you know them? She said, I know of them, but I'm seeing in the interview, you told your lawyer, Sue Robinson, that you just know one of them. That was Khalil Cook. So that tells me right there, we both was in the blind, as a mother and a father. We both in the blind. We both didn't even know these folks, So.
Can we start last week, or about more than a week ago? I'm sure you heard the information, got the information that there will be no prosecution by United States Attorney's Office.
Well, yeah, but the case is still open though. So God is still moving. My faith is so strong as a mustard seed that He will prevail.
And what does that look like to you?
Patient, like I always been. Just like y'all standing out here, I was patient while y'all set up and everything. I always been patient.
But I mean, what does that look like as far as, you said you're still hopeful for what?
Justice will be served. Justice will be served. It's going to be served. It's going to be served.
And so what does that justice look like?
This just going to look like they're going to get what they deserve to get to them. You just don't take a life. They brutally beat her. She didn't agree to fight whatsoever. She did not agree. That's not her. She did not agree to fight. She was going over there, enjoy somebody's birthday, one of the she graduated with. That's what she thought she was going to do, and then enjoy it, take photos, put them on her phone, come back and enjoy it, and talk about it to her other friends. Then the main thing, she got the little kids, the little girls and boys that she plait hair braid their hair. Now they wonder where Shanquella is. Because Shanquella didn't got adapted to her customers, her clients, the mothers, the fathers, how well she doing their daughters and sons braiding their hair, and they proud of Shanquella doing their hair, and how they, she got them looking, stealing something in them that they can become this, they can become that. One of the little girls might want to follow her footsteps. But right now, that crushed from them 6. And then the mother and the parents, the mother and the father's old parents, or those 6 individuals, don't have no decency to call up, interview one of you all on the news and say, Mr. Robinson, or the Robinson family, we sorry about the loss of your daughter. Whatsoever. Their life is still moving around, walking around here like they enjoy life. But this father right here struggling each and every day. I cry every day. It's a struggle for me. Struggle.
Have you had any contact with those 6 or their families at all since?
No, not whatsoever.
Have you attempted to or wanted to reach out, wanted to know why?
Now, ain't no need of me reaching out. I'll let God do what he got to do. But I tell you this, they're not going to get away. They're not going to get away.
What is your message to them if they are watching?
My message to them, why can't y'all just go ahead and tell the truth? Why y'all up and left her like that? Because if you would have stayed, this father right here would have made sure y'all got back to the United States whatsoever. Any of her friends that she grew up with, they would tell you that her dad took care of them when they was with Shanquella just like they was mine from day one. And I'm still the same father that I raised her, that I am is today, and she gone,
Mr. Robinson, there is a discrepancy, well, I guess discrepancy is the best word, between Mexican authorities saying, this was what they call femicide, and they have a warrant for one of the people that was on that trip with Shanquella. However, the United States attorney is disputing the autopsy that they did on Shanquella. Does that concern you?
I'm frustrated about it. To the utmost, I'm frustrated. I just can't understand why, the autopsy that I got back saying that her neck and spinal cord was broke, because when I talked to the young lady, Miss Elizabeth, who over there, I asked her before she even sent her body back to me. I asked her, I said, Miss Elizabeth, how my daughter died? She said, Mr. Robinson, your daughter's neck and spinal cord was broke. I said, you kidding? I just started crying.
Because they're saying that the Mecklenburg County medical examiner is saying that they didn't even make visual confirmation of that.
Well, I can't understand that. I don't know who the medical examiner who did her autopsy on her body, but I would like to know how many years experience that he have in doing an autopsy on a body, or, where did he get his degree from? Because
Obviously it's frustrating.
yeah, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating, because this lady Elizabeth, that's what she do. When people die over in Mexico, she get the body, do the paperwork and everything.
And when's the last time you had communication? Like, how often is the communication with the authorities down in Mexico?
Not so often. She'll send me a text message, how I'm doing and everything, but the case, everybody still is pulling for Shanquella justice down there in Mexico, Cabo. I mean, the Contier is saying that Shanquella didn't fit well in. My main objective is this: if nothing didn't happen, why they just up and left? You came that Friday. You supposed to stay about a couple of days, but you're gonna just up and leave that next day and get back on the plane and come back over here like it wasn't nothing. You're gonna just leave her over there? That don't even sound right. Friends just don't do that. Friends don't do that.
Is the plan still to rally in D.C. in May?
Well, I'm hearing from the information that I get from the news and people texting me. So they keep me out of it. So they don't tell me,
Can I get you to talk? You mentioned the GoFundMe page a little bit earlier when we first started out talking.
Yes.
Do you want to? It sounded like you don't really have. You said you don't want to be involved with the GoFundMe page.
I never did want to be involved in the GoFundMe from day one because there wasn't nobody arrested. I just want justice. Now the GoFundMe page, it's sitting there. I mean, I guess they're using for the best ability of our daughter case, but still at the same time, this father right here, I'm gonna let God do the work because it's gonna get done. God said you trust in Him, He ain't gonna fail you and He ain't gonna forsake you. And so that's how I'm gonna stand, y'all. I'm gonna continue to stand. I'm gonna continue to stand on my faith. I'm gonna continue to stand on my faith from day one since she left me.